Good afternoon and welcome to Kinney Natatorium here on the campus of Bucknell University in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania for a MAWPC water polo matchup here today. The men's side of things, of course, between Bucknell and Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's, of course, coming in at 6-16. Bucknell coming in at 6-10 on the season. John McBride, at the helm for Bucknell. Justin Vink now at the helm for Mount St. Mary's on the men's and women's side of things. Mount St. Mary's did have a matchup earlier with Mercyhurst. I believe they did pull that one out, so they probably moved to 7-16 on the season as we get ready to get things going here from Lewisburg to start the day. Of course, it's senior day here at Bucknell University, so 5 seniors were honored today for their achievements for the Bucknell program. Mateo Herrera, of course, Alexis Stefanovic, a name you're going to have to get used to hearing today, most likely. Jack Murad and Maxime Tuzo, and of course, we can't forget Ian Schultz. Almost forgot him there. As we look to get things going, Mount St. Mary's on the year, as we said, coming in at 7-16. They're led by Alex Belasis, who's got 60 goals scored on the season on 130 shot attempts, so 46% goal percentage, of course. Has 24 assists to go along with it, 26 steals as well. Then, of course, in goal, Shreve Hosny. He's done a good job in goal for Mount St. Mary's so far this year. The New Zealand native, but nonetheless, getting ready to get things going here from Kinney Natatorium. The sprint here, ball dropped off in the middle, and it is picked up by Mount St. Mary's on the near side. It's Ian Tarr, the junior from Durban, South Africa, gets to it. There's a foul called there, so the Mount will retain possession with 20 here on the shot clock. Dipping it back out to William Matthews. Now Matthews on the far side. It goes to Belasis. Now a shot attempt here. It'll go Bucknell's way as it's wide of target. In goal, of course, the senior Mateo Herrera getting the start today from Windermere, Florida. Lead things up the way to his classmate, Ian Schultz, also getting the start here on senior day. The Bellevue Washington, even an early shot, just missing, and a nice save. It's Tuzo, the senior as well, a senior to senior connection that time, but the save made by the senior from Hamilton, New Zealand, Shreve Hosny. As now we'll go the other way with it. Near side it goes, foul called there, given way by Tyler Hedblad for Bucknell. Trying to close out on the far near side, is Tunnicliffe. He's going to take a foul call there. He's defending against Skouris as the shot clock will go. So Bucknell will get possession here. It's Herrera holding with 6:48 remaining in period number 1. Of course, 8-minute quarters in this one. As Bucknell with a potential shot attempt here, they decide against it. However, it's Ivan Morales. As that one shot hits the goal, it'll be Bucknell ball. They're going to have to go out and grab a new ball. It was actually Murad, the other senior for Bucknell, with the shot attempt there. Now it's Hedblad. He gets a foul. Back up top it goes to Murad. Now far side. Chasing after it, another foul called on the Mount. Now back up top it goes. Murad takes the shot. He shoots. He scores. He beats Hosny for the first goal of the game. Jack Murad, the senior, getting on the board first here on senior day. Coming into the game today, he had 24 goals, and he gets his 25th notched there. Of course, Bucknell also played against Mercyhurst yesterday, as the Mount will get possession. Bucknell won pretty easily in that one, 21-9. On the Friday night matchup. Prime time, of course. Now a couple fouls here on Bucknell players. The second one on Ori Raz. Now another foul call there. It's Delane. Left-handed pass attempt that time. The center defender, Jack Murad, called for the foul. Ball is going to start Outside, now back inside it goes to Murad. Now stolen away by Bucknell. Murad stood strong, figuratively. And it was knocked away by Raz and then picked up, of course, by Mateo Herrera. But a steal there by the Mount, and they're going to go right back with it. So a transition attempt here for the Mount. In the middle of the pool, looking like a pretty good option here is Belisis. Now it gets back to Belisis. He spins, looks to the far side. Potential shot attempt here, closed down by Bucknell's Tunnicliffe. Now goes back to William Matthews. With 4 to shoot, a foul called there. So only 3.3 to shoot. Looks like the Mount here is just going to cut their losses. There was a late shot attempt that time. It was saved by Herrera either way. Probably good for the senior to see a save that time, but wouldn't have counted regardless. Pretty much a one-on-one opportunity there. It was Jack Fox getting the shot. Bucknell with it. A foul. So to go to the far side, Bucknell's Raz. Near side it goes. Now at an acute angle this time. Back to Raz. Raz with the potential left-handed shot into the middle, but it's stolen away by William Matthews. A great defensive play that time in the middle of the pool. Now Hosny will hold with it. Looks like he's going to go for the long pass now. He tried to draw the foul. Now he does just find his outlet man in Aaron Tarr. Now on the far side of the pool, it's Reesing. Now almost a tip attempt that time. As there's a transition foul now called, I believe, on Bucknell. No, excuse me, it was called on, oh, nope, it's an ejection here in the transition on the far side. So Bucknell will have the man advantage for about 10 more seconds, but it's a bad pass, and now that's going to be a foul on Bucknell. Having to take the foul that time due to the errant pass was Hedblad. Now it goes on the near side to Belisis. So it's a really important, crucial foul that time committed by Bucknell as the ejection is now over. Now the shot attempt here, saved by Herrera. He did a great job of positioning himself at the near post, and it almost gave Belisis nowhere to really go with it. The senior from Athens, Greece, went right into the middle as it was smothered by Herrera. A foul call here. Bucknell, it's Tunnicliffe. Now far side it goes to Raz into the middle. A foul called is going under the water that time is Delane, the sophomore center from Pleasantville, New York, and now a save from Sharif Hosny. Of course, the Mount playing a doubleheader. Now a quick outlet pass all the way up the pool. It's Belisis streaking towards Herrera. Herrera's out. He tries to save it. He gets a hand on it. What a save by Herrera in transition. We got a lot of whistles here, and it will be an ejection for Bucknell there. He did get the shot off, and it was an excellent save by Herrera. And we will have a timeout in the pool with 3:16 remaining. Period number 1 here. So an excellent job starting off the game here by Mateo Herrera. This year he's been a reserve keeper, getting his chance on senior day, and he's excelled thus far with 2 excellent saves on Belisis. Also a good one on Jack Fox to end the shot clock there. However, wouldn't have counted regardless as it was after the buzzer. Nonetheless, Bucknell off to the 1-0 lead after Murad's goal on senior day. Something he's accustomed to, his 25th of the year. We said Justin Vink, the head coach for the Mount, as the timeout was called by the Mount. So they will have 2 timeouts remaining here with 3:16 remaining. And the ejection, of course, will be on Bucknell's number 15, Hedblad, the sophomore attacker from Poway, California. Kind of like a penalty shot situation in hockey, I would say. One of those things where you have to take the foul there. However, you don't know Herrera's going to make the save. And, of course, you don't know how much contact was made to maybe affect the shot to put it more on target than it would have been. But Bucknell's coach McBride gets the defense back out there with Hedblad awaiting on the deck. It'll be a fresh 30 seconds here for the Mount to do their thing. We said ball was touched by Herrera. Really great save by Herrera there, though. It'll be Hosny starting with it. Hosny advancing it up the way to Belisis. Far side it goes. Pass up top, a fake shot there. Another shot fake, and now a shot hits the post, and it's stolen away by Bucknell on the rebound that time. So a little bit of luck there for Bucknell. Don't think Herrera got anything on that one. It was a nice shot attempt by Ivan Morales. However, the junior from Illinois could not get it to fall. So Bucknell now out of the ejection there. They get their attacker back into the pool. Another foul called that time. Looks like actually going back in will be Jovan Judovic, as that one's blocked away, and now the Mount has another attempt here. A cap goes off on the far side. I believe it's Belisis streaking down the pool with it. Gets it into his left hand, fakes a shot, kind of a little bit of a hesitation type move. Now he looks for a teammate, as a foul taken that time by Murad, probably a necessary one, as that'll stop some of the pressure with less than 10 to shoot now. The Mount getting after it. 3 to shoot, and once again the Mount is going to take the shot clock violation. Now a long outlet pass that time from the keeper Herrera to Jovan Judovic. He gets it up top to Murad, who's got the lone Bison goal so far. Going underneath the water that time was Delan. It should be Delan. Into the middle it goes. There was Murad trying to find his way. Bucknell with 20 still to shoot after the foul. Now a pass attempt into the middle. And the foul called there on the far side. Once again, getting involved was Alex Belisis. As we have a quick timeout here. The official going over to the sideline here, making sure of something. They're communicating with one another, of course, with a microphone as well. So the official on the near side and the official on the far side of things, of course, can talk to one another since they're so far away. Hard to communicate no other way. So they're getting the call correct. We'll see if we can get an update here at some point. Looks like currently over in the sin bin, so to speak, for Mount St. Mary's is Aiden Hess, the senior from Atlanta, Georgia. We'll see what the call is. So the shot attempt here, he shoots, he scores. Bucknell capping off a man-up attack there, and who else but Alexis Stefanovic for his 50th goal of the season. Came into the proceedings today averaging 3.1 goals a game. As we said, that's number 50 for the 3-time honorable mention All-American for Bucknell. Adding to a big list of good Bucknell players. As we have an ejection here. Can't get the number for you yet, number 14. Now a long pass, and it goes out of play. So a missed opportunity there for Mount St. Mary's, unfortunately. It was a good-looking pass, just a little bit too high. We have whistles here. Bucknell will get to it, and they'll play advantage, so to speak. It's Jovan Judovic. He's out in front with no one home. He shoots, he scores. He does a great job of getting the keeper to commit one side of the net. Of course, the keeper, Shreve Hosny, does a good job of coming out as well, but it's a little bit better offense that time by Judovic, the Serbia native. Went to Oaks Christian in California with his teammate Kai Johnson, also on the Bucknell roster. as the Mount will take it. Now it's 3-0. Bucknell 3 unanswered here in quarter number 1. Foul there, called on the far side. It'll be Kai Johnson. Speaking of, now a shot. It looked like it got tipped by Herrera that time off of the post. It was an excellent shot, attempting to bounce it off of the water just in front of Herrera. Believe he got a hand to it and then pushed it onto the post. So the senior for Bucknell. A little bit unlucky there, of course. That's 2 post balls now for Mount St. Mary's. Could easily be a 3-2 ball game here at Kinney Natatorium. If you're looking from a Mount St. Mary's perspective, as another foul called that time, it's Belasis with just 14 seconds left on the game clock here. And Bucknell with just 4 to shoot. The shot attempt here is an easy save for Hosny. It was a shot from distance. Now he's going to look to get it up quickly. They have 5 seconds. It could be big for the Mount to get themselves a last-second goal here, as a foul has been called, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty shot. Or excuse me. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a penalty shot and an ejection here. So taking the penalty shot will be Andrew Norris, the graduate student. And nope, they're actually going to bring up another man for the job, and probably the right man for the job. And Alex Belasis, the senior from Athens, Greece, will come up looking to score the goal here for the Mount. Just 0.9 seconds left on the game clock. He shoots, he scores. So, although the Mount may be looking on that one with a little bit of lame luck that time, they come out of it with a 3-1 score. They hit the post twice. A couple of very good saves by Herrera Bucknell. Same with Hosny. He's had a couple of his own. So we'll take a quick break here from the pool. We'll be back in just a moment with the second period of play. Bucknell leading at 3-1 from Kinney Natatorium. And we're back on deck here at Kinney Natatorium with the score 3-1. Bucknell leading it, as we said, senior day here for the Bison. 5 seniors were honored before the matchup. That's Mateo Herrera, who's in goal today for Bucknell. Alexis Stefanovic, who scored one of the goals for Bucknell, unsurprisingly, his 50th of the season. Then Ian Schultz for Bucknell. Jack Murad, who has the first goal of the day today. And Maxime Touzeau. Touzeau, of course, a 6'6" center from Greenwich, Connecticut. He had an early shot attempt as well. But for Bucknell and coach John McBride. John McBride, of course, is in his 15th season here for Bucknell. Excuse me, his 13th season here for Bucknell. He's guided both the men's and the women's water polo programs to some great success during his tenure in Lewisburg. He's won more than 300 games between the two. He led the men's team to the 2012 Southern Conference Championships and the program's first Eastern Championship title game appearance in nearly 20 years. Coach McBride also a big-time member of the national team, helping coach last year in the Paris Olympics, of course. Making Lewisburg proud, not just Bucknell, but also the whole community around the central Susquehanna Valley. Of course, in a great place here like Kinney Natatorium, a great place to play. As Herrera still in goal here for Bucknell. They will do some shifting every now and again, actually, to start the year. In most of the games this year, I guess I should say. It has been David Dumitru, the junior from Bucharest, Romania. He has 162 saves coming into the game. Bucknell, of course, averaging about 12 goals a game as we get ready to go here from the sprint. And getting to it again, almost throwing it out of play, was Aaron Tar, the South Africa native. He's got his second win today. Now it goes towards the middle. Scalaris. It'll be an offensive foul called here on the mound. I believe it was Nate Valentine, the junior from Bluebell, Pennsylvania. Gets called for the infraction that time. That'll be Tunnicliffe going across the pool to Alexa Stefanovic. Up top it goes to Murad. Murad looking for the chance to shoot here. It goes into the middle. Foul called here. Deland getting the foul call. And I believe there will be an ejection as well. Now a save in front by the netminder that time, Sharif Hosny. Right out in front was Delane. The chance to shoot and just stonewalling him. So Bucknell will get a fresh 30 here. Still 7 seconds left on the ejection. Now it goes back up. Stefanovic, he shoots, he scores. They didn't close down quickly enough, and you can't do that against the Bucknell goal scorer. Coming in, 3 goals a pop for Bucknell, a 3-time honorable mention All-American. And he finishes there in front of Hosny, who in his own right has done a great job thus far today. However, that one a little bit too hot to handle. As it goes to the near side of the pool. To Skolaris. Attempting to get his hand in that time was Stefanovic, playing a little defense, of course. And a tipped pass that time, almost stolen away by Bucknell's headblad. Now into the middle it goes. And we'll have an ejection there. It's Murad going to be sent off. From an acute angle, attempting a shot here, now getting right out in front, and he gets stuffed by the post that time. So a fortunate situation there for Bucknell. Getting after it was Balasis trying to make his way. He wanted a foul call that time. He is going to stay back towards the cage here. Looks like there will be potential substitution for Bucknell as well. Now it goes to the near side of the pool. Feigning a shot that time. Now he gives one and it hits the post, top right corner, and it gets given back to Hosny. An excellent attempt that time by Bucknell's headblad, the attacker from Poway, California, just finding the metal that time. It's a foul called here. Feigning a shot with 8 to shoot now. The Mount trying to get into the middle. A foul will be called there on Deland for Bucknell, and he'll be sent away. Now, pass goes to the backside. It's Balasis. Now he goes to the near side of it to Aiden Hess. Hess back up top he goes. They had a fresh 30, so still 20 to shoot. Feigning a shot, going to the far post. He shoots, he scores. An excellent shot attempt that time by Aaron Tarr. He's won two sprints early in things and finishes his first goal of the day there. A left-handed attempt into the far corner, a tough save from Mateo Herrera. As there will be some substitutions here. Jack Fox checking back in. Nate Valentine as well checking back in. Giving way, Valavanis, who was just into the game for the first time. Foul call there. Bucknell streaking towards the cage with Stefanovic. However, he goes under the water. Now the pass goes up to Murad, who's back into the game for Bucknell. As a foot goes up into the face that time of the defender for the Mount. Now no one closing off on Murad. Now it goes to Raz on the far side with just 5 to shoot. The shot saved again by Hosny. Now Bucknell gets the rebound, however. A fake shot and another save by Hosny. It'll be Bucknell ball, as drawing a foul that time was Andrew Hunyadi, the freshman from Saratoga, California. But 2 saves in a nice sequence there for Hosny. Now he goes up to attempt a steal that time. Now a Bucknell player losing a cap. A lot of whistle blowing happening here. And giving way will be sent off, will be Balasis. We said it was Hunyadi drawing the foul. His first action of the day here in the second period with 4:45 remaining. 4-2 to score. Bucknell doubling up the Mount, but the Mount, a couple shots off of the post. Bucknell one of their own. So See what goes on here. Will actually be 2 players have been will be serving an ejection here, so it'll be both teams a man down. Both the 20-second variety. For Bucknell, it will be Jovan Judovic. And it'll be Belasis, as we previously stated there, for the mount. As Coach McBride getting an explanation here, Bucknell will have 25 to shoot, then another foul on Stefanovic, then a pulled arm that time on Murad. Now having to drop back and play defense was Tar. Now the potential shot there from Stefanovic, but he's a little bit too far out. Shooting it and hitting the post as he was falling away. Hosny a little bit lucky that time, but maybe now it's even as a long pass goes up the pool for Scleraris. He shoots, he scores. Herrera couldn't close down quickly enough. Bucknell had 3 defenders chasing after Scolaris, but the freshman from Athens, Greece, this team has got several members from Greece on it. Looks like 4 different players from Greece. So a hotbed for Mount St. Mary's, water polo. But Bucknell now just with a 1-goal advantage, 4-3. 3 timeouts left for Bucknell, 2 for the Mount. As a foul called here, Bucknell looking to stop the bleeding a little bit as they had 3 unanswered. Then the Mount storming back with 2 unanswered here to make it 4-3. Up top with Murad, now he goes to the far side, he shoots another great save by Hosny, who gets back to the near post. Hosny looking great so far. We're gonna stop the clock here. Ball going out. As we have a timeout, excuse me, was actually called, I believe, by the Mount. No, the official calls the timeout, yes. As there will be an ejection for Bucknell. It's once again going to be Jovan Judovic. At least per the board. So the 18 left on that time. That's why they were so adamant about stopping the whistle there, stopping the clock. As the Mount want their opportunity with the man advantage here. So Bucknell will have to defend, though. It'll be 30 seconds, 28, excuse me, on the shot clock. Goes to Aiden Hess. Now the Mount looking to tie things up here. Back into the middle, saved away, could have been blocked as well out in front. There was a bunch of hands. Tunnicliffe might have got a hand in there. Bucknell looks to transition, however, Herrera's gonna eat the rest of this ejection, and now Bucknell will get up the pool. The far side, it's Ori Raz, the freshman from Israel. As we will have another ejection here. He's booted away. Pass into the middle! A tip shot that time. Really slick by Bucknell. It was an excellent pass from Tunnicliffe, who just made the great defensive play down at the other end, and he finds Jack Delan in the middle. The sophomore from Pleasantville, New York, makes no mistake as well with the tap. He gets his 22nd goal of the campaign. So Bucknell getting a much-needed goal there as they have 3:13 remaining. Hosny spinning the ball. About a quarter of the way down the pool. Of course, the red caps today will be the Mount, and Bucknell, excuse me, the white caps today will be the Mount. The blue and the orange will be Bucknell. Hosny has the red cap on. In net. It's going under the water there. Ejection called. Now it's going to be one-on-one. Herrera can't save it. As the Mount coming storming back. A 1-goal game again. It's been a little bit more back and forth here in the second period as it's 5-4. It was Jack Fox, the junior from Jupiter, Florida, getting the goal that time. Just got pretty much manned up with Herrera there as an ejection occurred. Bucknell could not close out quickly enough. Malavanis will give way in the pool as he went in when the Mount went down on offense. Stefanovic far out in the pool there. Now another foul here with about 16 to shoot. Back to Stefanovic, who's making some way in the pool. Now he goes to the near side, It's Hedblad who takes the shot. It's saved again by Hosny, but it's tipped out by Bucknell. They'll get the rebound. Now a fake shot by Hedblad. He goes with the chip attempt that time, and he chips the keeper as Hosny, who's only dealt with the hot shot so far, gets feigned a little bit that time. And some good touch as well by the sophomore attacker from Poway, California, in Hedblad. Hosny, who's been excellent today so far, though. As it'll be a foul there. Now into the middle it goes, but it's stolen away by Bucknell. Greg Nordheim, the junior from Boca Raton, stepping in front of the pass. Now the long ball up to Stefanovic. He's got no one in front of him yet, trying to get over to cut him off this time. Now he looks to pass it into the middle. He does make the pass. A foul will be called. It was Deland with the attempt. It was a great job of closing off Stefanovic that time by Skolaris, the freshman from Greece, cutting off the Bucknell leading goal scorer on the campaign. As we're waiting to hear. It'll be a penalty shot attempt now. Now the shot from Stefanovic, he shoots, he scores. His hat trick is through. He's already up to his average on the season per game. He's got 3. Bucknell now with a 3-goal advantage as they've scored 2 unanswered. It's been a game of runs thus far. See who makes the last one in these final 2 minutes of the second period. A foul will be called there on the far side. Bucknell's Kai Johnson gives it away. Now the pass goes to Skolaris with 10 to shoot. Into the middle, an attempted tip that time is not going to be, got enough on it, I guess, to get to the goal, so Herrera will just come up and smother it. Is now with 20 to shoot. He makes the long pass. The outlet goes to Kai Johnson. Johnson, the freshman from Moore Park, California. Now it goes to the middle of the pool with 9 to shoot for Bucknell. 1:15, he tries to get back out towards the middle. Now 6 to shoot for Bucknell. The shot attempt here, he shoots, he scores off the hand. It's Hosny. The actual goal scorer there was Hedblad, who had to shoot. He only had 5 seconds on the shot clock, so Bucknell now doubling up the Mount again, something we heard earlier on here in the second period, but we haven't heard for a while. Is now a defensive substitution for Bucknell. Hedblad will come off and Karamian will come on. I guess not a defensive substitution, an attack and for attack substitution, but it'll be on the defensive series. Karamian is a freshman from Glendale, California. Bucknell with a lot of Californians on the roster. Trying to find some headway, and it's an offensive foul. Bucknell looking to go quickly with 54 remaining. Cross pool pass, and a great pass to the backside. Bucknell working the transition perfectly, going side to side, and Nordheim, the central defender, comes up in the attack and gets the goal for Bucknell. It was just a transition attempt after the offensive foul call. And Bucknell now with 4 unanswered goals here after the Mount came driving back. So the Mount looking to, Bucknell will get another possession here. And it's stolen away by Bucknell. Might have an exclusion here maybe. No one getting excluded there, too far away. Now a potential shot attempt here, but a great pass. A little bit of room It was Tar making the pass. There was an exclusion on the backside of things. Now a shot here, almost like he wasn't expecting it that time. Herrera being the goalie, and the shot there from the left-hander, Aaron Tar. He's got his second of this period, and now the Mount needs a defensive stop here to stop the bleeding a little bit. They can go into the halftime interval and maybe make some adjustments there. They did have it to a one-goal game. Bucknell looking to continue doubling up the Mount and getting into double digits in the first half of play. No shot clock here, just 10.6 remaining on the game clock. Trying to find some headway is Nordheim. Nordheim looking for a shot here. He shoots, he scores from distance. The bounce shot there, Hosny in a bit of shock. But it was an excellent shot from Nordheim. He's got 2 straight for Bucknell. And the Bison out of nowhere have scored 5 of the last 6 here. A Bucknell player not on his correct half. There's now 3 seconds here. It's blocked out in front by Nordheim, the Bucknell goal scorer. And Bucknell will go into the halftime interval, leading it 10-5 here from Kinney Natatorium. Some great play on both sides, but Bucknell just with the latest run in this one. So we'll be back here in about a couple minutes with the second half of action as the teams will switch sides, and we'll be back with you in a second. And we are back here from Kinney Natatorium as Bucknell leads it 10-5. We're at halftime, of course. 3 timeouts for Bucknell, 2 left for the Mount. So a lot of action there in period number 1 and 2. A little bit more in period number 2, I would say, than period number 1, as Bucknell scoring 6 goals in the period. I guess 7 goals in the period. It was 3-1 after 1. So Bucknell with 7 Good job by the Mount. They had 4, but just not a whole lot of defense there. A lot of saves were made by both sides. A lot of good offensive opportunities. However, Bucknell coming out on top as they scored 5 of the last 6 goals in that one. Justin Vink, the head coach for the Mount, talking to his squad. John McBride giving his pump-up speech for Bucknell, drawing up some plays there on the whiteboard. Justin Vink, of course, is in his 3rd season at the helm of the men's and women's team here at Mount St. Mary's, just down Route 15, literally about 2 hours and 15 minutes due south of here. He was the assistant coach for the team since the inaugural season here at the Mount, working under head coach Alyssa Diacona. Helped lay the groundwork for this upstart program. Of course, everyone may remember his first season at the helm. They upset number 2 LIU 9-8 with a last-second goal in the MAC championships. And Coach McBride for Bucknell, as we said, his reputation precedes him, whether it be his playing career. Did spend a little time with the U.S. National B team in 1993. He's done quite a lot of coaching throughout his tenure, as we said, here at Bucknell. Comes in his 12th season. He's also had multiple All-Americans during his tenure. The most prominent, of course, was Rade Joksimovic, a 4-time All-American and MAWPC Player of the Year, as we get going in period number 3 and winning it again, or this time actually getting after it and winning it for the Mount was Belasis. As we switch sides, as we said. So Herrera now to my left. If you're in the pool looking left to right. William Matthews has it at the top of the pool. Shot clock not going right now. Now it's going. As that ball saved away by Herrera of Bucknell, so they have to reset the shot clock. .745 here. I think the clock was stopped for maybe a little bit. Now a pass into the middle to Matthews, still 10 to shoot for the Mount. Trying to find an option. Bucknell, of course, going to try to get themselves, oh, a long distance attempt that time. I think Herrera had it covered, but it hits off the woodwork, so it'll be another shot attempt. Bucknell trying to get ahead of things, maybe cherry pick a goal, so to speak, with Tunnicliffe. Now Jack Fox passing towards the middle, but it's stolen away by Bucknell. Greg Nordheim, the central defender from Boca Raton, gets to it. Now it'll actually be a foul on the Bison, as Herrera has to give it up. I believe it was on Stefanovic of Bucknell. No exclusion. Bucknell's Tunnicliffe. Now up to Matthews it goes. Looking at a shot here is Jack Fox, and it's blocked away. An excellent block that time on that far side by the Bucknell defender in Sean Tunnicliffe, doing things on both sides of the ball today. Been a big part of the attack. Now the long pass from Mateo Herrera. Looking to potentially rip a shot. His head blood. Now pass into the middle it goes. A foul called there with 6 seconds on the clock. A quick pass from Bucknell and a save somehow, some way by Hosny. He's made a couple good ones today. After the pump fake, you thought maybe he was sure to be beaten. However, he did an excellent job of staying at his near post as the pass goes up to Belasis. Now the pass goes into the middle, as there'll be an exclusion here. It'll be Ori Raz getting excluded for Bucknell for 20 seconds. Back up top, they had a fresh 30 as well. Goes out to Aaron Tarr, the lefty, who's had some success to that far post. Almost setting up in the slot, so to speak, and just shooting it across the body. Herrera not pleased with himself, but the Mount get the first goal of period number 3 with 5:57 remaining here. From Kinney Natatorium. As we said, it was a game of runs in the first half, and see if the Mount can get on one here. Make things interesting. Bucknell averaging about 12 goals a game. So they're almost to that quota. However, they've been pretty fortunate recently. A little bit of coaching going on that far side by the Mount staff. Looks like they're coaching up Chris Valavanis, the sophomore from Athens, Greece. Murad makes the pass. Up it goes to Hedblad. Pass to Stefanovic with 18 to shoot, now 15 to shoot. Trying to turn with it, but it's stolen away by the Mount defense. Coming up with it is Jack Fox, who's been all over the proceedings today thus far. The Jupiter, Florida native. And now dashing down that far side is Aaron Tarr, the southpaw. Pass up into the middle. Great defending that time by Bucknell's Sean Tunnicliffe, getting in front of a cutting Jack Fox to thwart the attack that time for the Mount, as Herrera will hold on to it, try to make the long pass. He finds Stefanovic, who takes the early shot. It was tipped away by Hosny, diving to his right. So an excellent save there yet again by the senior from Hamilton, New Zealand. Bucknell will get a fresh 30 with 5:02 remaining here in the period. Pass goes into the middle. No foul. Once again, another steal, and Jack Fox is right in the middle of it. Hosny making his move in the form of Aaron Tarr down the far side of the pool. As a little pull that time by the Bucknell defender. Now a pass back to Fox. Now up top it goes to William Matthews. Matthews eyeing up a potential shot attempt here. Now it goes to the near side. Pass into the middle, and he just misses the cage that time. It was an excellent effort from Nate Valentine, the Bluebell native, contorting his body to somehow get it around Herrera. However, the angle was just a bit too tough to keep it on the cage. Pass up top to Murad. Now it goes to the far side. Feigning a shot, and then he finishes it on the near post. He got Hosny to commit to the far post, and then he tucks it into the near post. An excellent shot there by Hedblad, who's having himself a nice game today. A multi-goal game. Coming into things, he had 35, good for second on the team, so of course this is no surprise. Greg Nordheim also actually has 2 today. Scored the last 2 for Bucknell. So Bucknell getting one back there, so no run as a foul there. In the middle of the pool on Skolaris. Another foul, still in the middle of the pool on Tarr. Another dunk, that time. The Bucknell defender, Kai Johnson. And now it'll be Bucknell ball. A long outlet pass up the far side of the pool. Into the middle it goes. Now it's Murad playing a game of catch with his classmate Stefanovic. Now to the far side it goes, trying to pass it out towards the middle, but no foul will be given as the pass goes back to Hosny. There's Bucknell's Jovan Udovic, who was out in front of the cage. As it's Aaron Tarr, who we've seen that swimming speed has been excellent so far today. He's won a couple of the sprint offs. Two to shoot, 1 to shoot. The shot attempt here, but it's saved away by Herrera on the bounce. It goes out of play, however, so it will be a fresh 30 for the Mount. Great throw there from a coach, a Bucknell coach on the far sideline. It was the assistant, Arturo Villapando, the 7-year assistant for Bucknell. As Belasis makes the pass up top to Matthews, trying to almost draw a foul that time, I think. Was Aaron Tarr, but he does get the second call. Now he shoots, and it's saved away by Herrera. A whistle was blowing before, but Herrera was up to the task of the near post. Now a long outlet pass. It goes up towards Jovan Judovic, excuse me, and a foul has been called. Crowd not liking it here. A good Mount St. Mary's contingent here at Kinney Natatorium today. No foul given. Now it goes to the near side. Kai Johnson trying to eye up a shot here. A bunch of fakes. Now he goes back at the goal line, extended almost, as the exclusion is over. A shot attempt here from Johnson. Excuse me, it was a pass. It'll be no shot, however. I believe the shot clock had already gone off. Now they're trying to get the pass up to Belasis, and it'll be an offensive foul on Belasis in transition, trying to get the upper hand on the Bucknell defender that time. It was Stefanovic trying to get back, and a timeout will be called. Just a short 30-second timeout, I believe, called. Just getting enough time for Bucknell to get their bearings about them. Herrera's up nearly at the halfway line of the pool. Try to make things go quickly. Bucknell wanting this possession to be just enough. As now it'll be an offensive foul called on Kai Johnson. So Sharif Hosni going with the long outlet pass to Aiden Hess. Aiden Hess, of course, in the mask. And now a shot attempt here from Tarr. He went to the near post this time, and Herrera closed the door. Back up top it goes to Belasis. Now into the middle it goes. Some tussling for the ball. It'll be an exclusion, I believe. Yep, Kai Johnson is making his way to the exclusion zone. Aaron Tarr will be 25 to shoot with 135 back, and it hits the underside of the post on the bounce shot. A lot of bounce shots today. A lot of poor luck, I would say, from both sides, but the Mount is going to be looking at it a little bit more poorly, as they've had about 4 off of the post. Could be a different ballgame. I believe Bucknell's had 2. Exclusion over for Bucknell, of course. Just a 22nder. Now into the middle it goes, and an excellent defensive play, backtracking and knocking the ball out of the hands of Bucknell's Murad, who was cutting into the middle of the pool, was Aiden Hess. Up it goes to Belasis. Belasis with under a minute now, of course, in period number 3. The Mount really in need of a goal here. And Bucknell, no, not going to get to it. Belasis trying to get in the way of the attempted counterattack by Bucknell. Now to the far side it goes. It's Murad with it. He's one-on-one with the keeper, Hosni. It's not a great angle, but he finds a way to finish it to the far post. Bucknell getting 2 here in period number 3. The Mount managed the first goal of period number 3. Bucknell just 2 straight. Not a whole lot of scoring here. More reminiscent of the first period than the second period. Both teams going at it. Both goalies also doing a great job in net. There'll be 40 seconds. Bucknell will get, barring a shot attempt that is deflected by Bucknell, they will get another opportunity to score here. Trying to spin out of the way of the Bucknell defender, Ori Raz, was Skolaris. However, he doesn't get out of the way. Now trying to make a cut. It goes back to Skolaris, who's once again fouled by Raz. With 12 to shoot. Under 20 in the period. Now a nice pass. Trying to get an angle. He's cut off by Bucknell's defender. There'll be no foul call that time, as the Bucknell defender getting in the way of him was Ian Schultz, the senior. Cutting him off as Bucknell trying to maybe go quickly and get another pass off, but, another shot off. But a little bit too long from Herrera. So Bucknell still doubling up the mount here at the end of the period, as we're going to have a little break here in between the action, as the goalie's definitely showing out a bit today. Mateo Herrera doesn't usually get the opportunity to start. Starting in cage for Bucknell, he's done an excellent job. The Mount Sharif Hosni, the senior from Hamilton, New Zealand, senior versus senior matchup between the pipes, has been doing an excellent job as well. He made a couple big saves to keep this one at 12-6. But I think one of the story points has been the accuracy of Bucknell's shooting. They've only had two go off the post. They've only missed the net on one shot, I believe, maybe two at most. But a couple opportunities for the Mount that have been thwarted. Belasis hasn't been as dynamic as he has been all year. He has 60 goals scored, as we said. He's only played in 16 games as well. He did spend some time on the injured list, so to speak. So he's got over 3 goals a game. Probably almost a 3.5. Nonetheless, been a pretty good effort as well by Aaron Tarr, who came into the proceedings today with 47 goals and 22 games played. Doesn't have a great shooting percentage, however, does take a lot of shots in his position. Tarr, the junior from South Africa, who showcased his swimming speed several times today. Skolaris really hasn't gotten a whole lot going either. He's got 49 goals on the year. It's a pretty balanced attack from this Mount St. Mary's team. The most goals in a game this year, they scored 10 by Skolaris against Redlands. As the Mount and Bucknell, and this is the second game of a doubleheader for the Mount. So far this year, they've scored wins against Redlands, against LIU. They won both ends of that both ends of that one, at home and away. They also beat Connecticut College and Salem. They have suffered quite a few defeats in a row. Now they've been going against some pretty good opponents as well. They went up against number 5 Fordham, number 19 George Washington, number 19 at the time, of course, these are all the rankings, Claremont Mudd Scripps, and also number 13 Cal Baptist. They just got back from a tournament, actually. And of course, hosted Mercyhurst in their Maupac game today here at Kinney Natatorium. Bucknell defeating Mercyhurst yesterday. Mercyhurst had a rough go of it so far this year. But this is the first of 2 matchups between these two teams. And Bucknell finally gets one. As winning it for Bucknell was Stefanovic, doing a bit of everything today. To Murad in the middle, trying to find some green grass. Now Raz, it's stolen away, and Raz is going to be called for a transitional foul there. Belasis is upset, and he makes the long outlet pass, and it's just too hot to handle. He was trying to find Tarr, so it was a good foul there by Ori Raz of Bucknell to thwart any attempted counter. It was a good look as well. You need quick goals right now if you're the Mount, and it's what you're looking for. They just couldn't connect. A shot attempt here, it's saved away and then goes off the post. It was Stefanovic, as we're gonna have a timeout called here. I believe it's called by Bucknell. Oh, yep. Horn blown by Coach McBride. Of course, they blow the air horn, so you know. The officials are certainly not looking back to the other side of the pool in that instance, as both coaches will have a second here to talk through some strategy. Of course, it's a 2-minute full timeout. Bucknell with 2 of those remaining. The Mount with 2 remaining as well. They called 1 in the first half. Coach McBride trying to set some offense up. You can see him drawing things up on his board over there. Of course, you can't see exactly what the man is putting through. I guess he's right under our scoreboard shot. So the Bucknell crew over there getting some last-minute instructions from Coach McBride. And of course, as we said, Justin Vink, he's a Penn State graduate from 2015 in his 3rd season as the head coach and his 6th season overall for the Mount. The Mountaineers, of course. Just been calling them the Mount, but Vink was, of course, a successful player. He played at Penn State Behrend, where he played driver for the Lions from 2011 to 2014, excuse me. He competed every season. He scored 82 goals. He had 57 assists and 56 steals. He pressed in as a goalkeeper even as a freshman due to some injuries, and he had 9 saves. But Bucknell will have no shot clock is going on right now. So we're going to have a timeout called. A press here, Coach McBride trying to get some instructions out. The Mount, of course, is going to press here. They want to get the ball back as quickly as they possibly can. Try to go down and score. Bucknell still doubling them up. 12-6 the Bison at their total. So it's still going to be 30 on the clock. Now 25. 7 remaining in the game. Another foul call there. Bucknell going under. It wasn't the first pull that was the foul. It was the second. Trying to come out and steal it is Hosny. And there will be an exclusion. Up top for Bucknell, Stefanovic trying to pass to Roz. Roz with the shot. It hits off the inside of the goal, and then it just falls down past the goal line. Right on top of it was the official, so that'll be 13-6. Bucknell leading it here as Roz gets a goal. The freshman from Israel tucks it underneath the crossbar on the bounce shot. Now Bucknell doing a bit of pressing of their own here, right off of the restart in play. Nate Valentine with it on the near side. He's defended by Stefanovic, who gives away the foul. Bucknell really pressing heavily. There's now Skolaris. He shoots, he scores, I believe, no goal. Yup, an offensive foul called out in front. It looked like, I think the foul is going to be called on Valavanis, who was maybe trying to screen off a defender there to ensure he didn't get his hands up. Now Roz going under, trying to hold off the defender. A hand pull there. Now out into the middle, and Hosny is out, and he gets a hand on it, and he looks to start the transition quickly. He's well out of the cage. Pass goes up the pool to Jack Fox. Jack Fox gonna see if Bucknell can cut him off here. Looks like he's got too much speed, and he goes down. A foul is called. So it'll be an exclusion. It's Bucknell's Tyler Hedblad, who kind of had to give the infraction there, but it's going to be no exclusion. It's actually just going to be the penalty shot. I was looking at the scoreboard there. Maybe you were too. And I think Herrera might have got a hand on that. And then he hits it off of the post and starts the transitional play for Bucknell. So the Mount with a much-needed penalty shot goal there. As there'll be, I believe, an exclusion here. Yes, there will be. It's Skolaris. So Bucknell has 20 to shoot. 5:15 remaining. They're already over their season average in goals and blocked away in the middle, and that was an excellent play by Tar. The junior putting his body on the line. And now the long outlet pass here. Passing it back into the middle, trying to find a way towards goal, but to no avail. I believe we're going to have another penalty shot attempt here. We will. It's Tar. They'll have a new shot taker. It'll be Aaron Tar, the southpaw. And he shoots and he scores. Herrera going the wrong way that time. The new look lefty that Mount St. Mary's put onto the penalty spot. As Bucknell will make a change. It'll be Ian Schultz checking in for Bucknell in favor of Ari Raz. Schultz looking at a potential shot attempt there. Now it goes back to Schultz. Schultz looking towards the middle. Pass goes to the far side. Shooting, and don't know if it necessarily got saved that time, but it did hit the outside of the post. Hosny, I think, was there either way. As they'll start to try to transition here. A 6-goal advantage, but the Mount still trying to make some headway, and a save there by Herrera. It was pretty central with the shot there by Jack Fox, so Herrera makes a pretty easy save that time. He's made harder today, at least. As he's having a good game so far, and we're going to have a timeout called by Bucknell. It'll be their second of the game, as there's an exclusion for the Mount coming up as well. So Bucknell will look to set the offense up here. It's Jack Fox who committed the infraction. As both teams will head over to the edge of the pool deck. Coach McBride not drawing anything up here this time. Just some words of wisdom for the Bucknell crew. Same on the other side from Coach Justin Vink, who has been a part of this Mount St. Mary's program since the beginning. They're in their 6th season overall. They have set a couple of records so far this year as a team. Of course, not a long history, so. Scored 22 goals against Salem earlier on this season. Or excuse me, these are just the tops of the seasons. So Bucknell will have the man advantage here for another 13 seconds. Pass goes to the goal line extended, now trying to get to the back post where Murad had snuck in. Maybe he was just trying to tap that one home. Still one more second of an exclusion here. Dashing back in is Fox now. There was Murad in the middle trying to just tap one home on a redirection. And now a long pass, an excellent pass from Hosny. One-on-one with the goalie, and he finishes it on the near post. He misses it wide on the near post, and that was due to Herrera doing a great job of closing him down, cutting down that angle, and forcing him to make an early decision. It was a great pass from Hosny in the far cage, however, to start the transitional attack. Bucknell player going down. It's Stefanovic who tries to get around the defender. He wanted the foul call, but none is given. Another long pass here from Hosny, trying to get up as quickly as they can. Now a nice deflection there by Bucknell's Ian Schultz. The senior getting in the way of the shot attempt from Skolaris. As now Murad passing it on that far side. Schultz trying to make some way. He has a look at goal, but with 8 to shoot, he's going to make the pass, and it's blocked away out in front by the Mount. It was a great block there by Nate Valentine. The long pass up, the foul called. It's Aaron Tarr, who just seems to have endless energy for the Mount. And he shoots and he hits the post. Wow, another post ball for the Mount. You have to think that they've been a bit unlucky today in certain situations. Of course, Bucknell's had a couple post balls of their own. I think the Mount, though, certainly has had more. As we have another timeout called here. I think Bucknell looking to make some substitutions. Karamian will check in, the freshman from Glendale. The Mount also, I don't know if they've made any substitutions. No, it doesn't appear so, at least not too many. Gunnar Landquist, I believe, is actually into the game. I think, is that a 9 or an 8? Nope, that actually is a 9, so still Nate Valentine. Jumped the gun there a bit. Aiden Hess out there as well. Bucknell is Murad with the ball as they close down on him. Now the pass goes to Karamian. As we have another exclusion here. Pass to the back post. In a cute angle now, back it goes. It was to Ian Schultz trying to get a shot attempt here, maybe a goal on senior day. Can't get to. He's made a couple good plays, though, in his own right. Now the Mount. It's a one-on-one opportunity for Tarr. Tarr shoots, he scores, and he just did a great job. No one closed down for Bucknell in transition that time. Herrera came out about as far as he could, and unfortunately for him, Tarr just got higher than him out of the water and just tucked it over the top of the Bucknell netminder. So it's a 5-goal game here now. Aaron Tarr, who's had a nice day in his own right. Tarr coming into the game had 14 multi-goal games. He has at least a hat trick today. As there's a foul in the middle. It'll be another exclusion here going against the Mount. It's Aiden Hess. 1:05 remaining here in the fourth period. 5-goal Bucknell lead, 13-8 here. It was close for quite a while, and Bucknell is just going to travel back and just play the numbers game, and they'll have a shot attempt here, so they'll retain possession as the ball goes out of play. Both teams just kind of jockeying attackers and defenders to and fro right now. Murad, looks like Bucknell's just going to try to play keep away here. No need to give up a transitional attempt, but they do try to pass it into the middle. They were making the pass to Bucknell's Andrew Hunyadi, the freshman center from Glendale, California. And Coach Vink going to call a timeout of his own here to try to get a goal drawn up. Both teams playing it till the end. The Mount still does have one more timeout remaining. This will be a timeout of the 2-minute variety. look out. It's a beautiful fall day here in central Pennsylvania. Kinney Natatorium, of course, with the big windows looking outside. Seeing leaves starting to turn here in central PA, always a beautiful time of year. And Bucknell making the best of senior day here so far with the 13-8 advantage. Just 38 seconds left in this one. The Mount will draw something up as Bucknell have made some substitutions here. We tried to get through as many of them as we could. Looks like the most newly checked in is Maxime Touzeau, the senior from Greenwich, Connecticut, checks into the ball game. Who's also had a pretty good game today for Bucknell was Jack Delan, the sophomore center from Pleasantville, New York. Agnotti out there as well, as we said, getting his number called here. And Herrera on senior day, as he especially deserves today, with the way he's played, is still in net for the Bison. Palacios tries to shoot, and saved again by Herrera off the post, the crossbar, I should say. So possession will be retained by the Mount, still trying to get that last goal here. Balavanis is in the middle for the Mount, as now 15 to go, trying to get the last goal here of the game. Get out of here with a little bit of his exclusion for Bucknell, and a tip shot into the middle, and an excellent goal there by Aaron Tarr. Again, I think that's number 4 on the day for Tarr. Don't have the live stats, of course, but I believe that's number 4 for Tarr. So 6 seconds to go in the game here. Bucknell with all of their players on the near side of the pool, and the Mount, of course, going to make their way. But the Bucknell Bison win it here on senior day, and Kinney Natatorium, 13-9 is the final score. An excellent performance from a couple different players for Bucknell. Nordheim was great, Hedblad as well. You also have to give credit to Stefanovic doing kind of both things, and Mateo Herrera, the senior for Bucknell, was excellent in goal. But that will do things here from Kinney Natatorium. So my name is Luke Smith. Thanks for listening in from our producers back in the studio. And Bucknell will get at it again a little bit later on this season. They have a tournament coming up for Bucknell, so be sure to tune into that. They're heading out to California, and the Mount will move next to play Iona on the 24th of October. They get a little bit of a break here, it being the 11th, so 2 weeks there. So tune back with us then. Bucknell wins it 13-9. Have a safe evening.